Hey guys, what's going on? This is Cool Toys, and what I have here on my table today is a little diorama that I set up with my GI Joes 1980s style. We got Quick Kick. He's got the Warrior Jeep. Um, if you saw my other video, I spray painted, well, airbrushed the trailer for the boat. So this is basically like the GI Joes going out for the summer, um, for leave, on vacation, just hanging out, hanging loose, gonna go have a good time, heading to the beach or a lake. Pretty cool. Some of these vehicles, I believe I got them all from Walmart. They're just generic, regular 1/18 scale. They work very well with your 3.75 action figures, even your modern 4-inch action figures for GI Joe and Cobra. So I really like it. The boat, I haven't tried putting it in like water or anything to see if it actually floats, but it feels like it's pretty solid underneath. That it would be like full plastic and there wouldn't be any leaks. So it'd be cool one day, maybe take this to like an actual lake and put it in the water and see if it floats with some GI Joes in it. I know you guys, like when back in the day when you were kids, you probably put it in your bathtubs, any little boats that you had, or even just the action figures by themselves, and just, played little, like they were at the beach or the water, or little scenarios in your head, dioramas, things, just playing in the bathtub as a kid, as we all did. So, you got Quick Kick, Gung Ho at the top there, and some other dudes just hanging out. And I have some other vehicles that I brought out, and I'll just roll them out here in front of the camera. So just stand by. All right, so here's a pickup truck. Basically looks like a Ford pickup truck. It's a lot lower than the Jeep is. The wheels are much smaller, and I think he can fit in this one just like the Jeep. This may have been by New Ray, the toy company. So yeah, he fits in there. I like it. The doors open, even like the other Jeep over here. The doors open in that. The only problem, the tailgate does not open, but it does have a receiving towing hitch, which is cool. So maybe one day in the future, I plan on modifying this vehicle. I'm going to get like my Dremel if I can find it. Like I put it somewhere and I just cannot find it. If not, I'll just have it like a handheld hacksaw. I'm going to cut one line down there, one line down there, across the bottom, remove the tailgate and connect it somehow. Maybe I'll buy these like little hinges and so I can open this tailgate and close it. And I do want to use my airbrush to paint this a different color. I may go with the military green, but then like brown and black. So make this like a full camouflage vehicle, woodlands camo. Basically, that's how it was like in the late 70s all the way up until the early 90s. Woodlands camo was just basically those three colors until the early 2000s, and they went to digital colors in the military. So I really like it that Walmart was releasing these vehicles, even like some Bass Pro Shop and things like that, that where you can put in your military action figures, 3.75 or your 4-inch action figures. Um, some toy companies, they just like the diecast vehicles that are 1/18 scale. They put on the box, like my white Hummer. It says 1/18 scale, but you cannot fit in a 1/18 scale action figure in it. So that is disappointing, but it does look good from afar. I'll show you again. All right, so here is basically Quick Kicks Humvee. Remember I showed you, if you look in my past videos, this is a die-cast Humvee. Really nice, looks awesome. It is in almost, if you look in the camera, it's almost the same exact scale as that pickup truck. But the problem is you cannot put a action figure in the Humvee, the door does not open wide enough and the figures just do not fit in there. But this pickup truck, you have no problem putting your action figures in there, opening the door, closing the door, just like that. So, that's what I was talking about, is that these diecast companies, they're making a huge mistake by not opening the market to, anyone that is a GI Joe fan, or within the same scale of these action figures, so that it'll be multi-purpose. But just for dioramas and backgrounds, it looks pretty cool. You can stand a figure next to it. It looks like he would fit in there, but he does not. So that was my little explanation of these vehicles and what I have in my collection. I do have many more, and I plan on bringing them out. And like I said, doing some like modifications and using my airbrush more, and just getting more into the hobby. I actually have future plans. I'll give you the heads up. You guys, please subscribe to my channel. I really do want to expand. I want to make it bigger. I want to have more engagement. You all let me know what you like, what you don't like, things like that. But I want to set up a huge diorama table where it is, I don't know, a combat table, where in the military they would have a table set up and you have out like basically, your lesson plan for what you're going to do, for a plan of action, for the plan of attack, setting up everything, a whole landscape, building dioramas. You can have drills, you can have practices. Um, but with this purpose of these action figures, it is going to be basically set up as a diorama, just a very large diorama on a table. Maybe I want to have like dirt or sand on a wooden platform, so I can actually have these vehicles like drive through dirt or sand and dig in it. I have some actual heavy equipment and construction vehicles. So I think it would be really cool to set up like a whole compound, showing how, like, if the military was going to go into a destination and build a base, a forward element, before they plan their attack towards the enemy. So anyone that is military, uh, has military knowledge or been in the military, you would know what I'm talking about. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Later.